I'm actually going to be playing this from the beginning again. I've already got a game in this. I've got the DLC. It has actually been a long while since I've played this, so it'll be interesting to see me getting back into this and getting back into the ropes. Out of all the From Software games, Bloodborne is my jam. I love it so much. I've played all of them, Demon Souls, all the way up to Sekiro, but Bloodborne, it is my bread and butter. I love this game. I love the tone, I love the environment, I love the story, the aggressive gameplay. Like, this is magic. It'll be interesting to get back into this, seeing how I haven't played this in, I was gonna say, over a year or two. Like, it's been a while. I played Dark Souls when it never made it, but like, I've not played this game forever, so without stalling any longer, let's get into one of my favorite top 3 games.
Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood administration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
As always, I'll be using my handle, the Siege. Age, Winter, Origin. I think so. These are the way you start. Your starting attributes. But yeah, they pretty much talk about how, yeah, it'll show you like the differences. I think I usually don't choose one of these. Because I like molding my character. See, I think the one with the trouble, because they usually go endurance, because that's your stamina. But yeah, I think I usually go for the wasted skin, because it's just the base. It's just the base, like, origin, and you just start with what you start with. I think it's everyone starts at 10, but it always allocates certain to whatever. With a waste of skin, you're just the neutral, and you just build from there. And I usually do that because it's easier to do that. So yeah, even it starts you off with echoes. This one just starts you with dead. So waste of skin. The appearance. Build. Very growly bodies. A large head, a small head. We'll go with standard. Let's go to base colors, face details. Where is the beard? Lipstick. Facial hair. Here we go. Beard. We're gonna go with honestly. I think that's the closest. Hair. Yeah, I don't think you really see that hair unless you take off your hat. Oh my god. Oh, that's pretty good. That's a good woman here. Look at that. Oh, that's interesting. I think I went red last time. And that is my guy. Let's do this. Oh, Henrik's Gob. Yeah, Henrik's is interesting to get because it's part of Eileen the Crow's quest line. And Henrik's is actually, and it's really like, Henrik's is only you have to do Eileen's quest, and yeah, it's kind of a son of a bitch because you can easily miss it.
All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
You found yourself a hunter.
I'm online, and it's great to see that someone didn't start. But anyway, it's good to see that people still playing this online. Okay, so time to attack. I got a sweet karate chop. So light attack, strong attack. I think that's dual wield. Roll. That's always a good thing to know how to do. That's your item. I think triangle is the hittable potion or blood vial. So where this actually differs from Dark Souls, you have your orange juice or your flask that'll let you heal, and you usually only have like so many of those you can use. With this, everything's based off a blood vial. If up in the corner, the little looks like a little vial of blood. You can have 20 on you at a time, which is really a really big departure from Dark Souls. But once you run out of the 20, you're kind of out until you hit another. I'm gonna call it a bonfire or a resting place. Before you can get another 20, you actually collect them throughout the game. So you have if you have 20 and you collect more, it goes into your like back storage, and then when you rest and say you use 3 of them, it'll take from your back storage. So if you have 20 of them, use 5 of them, and then all of a sudden you rest and you don't get up to 20 again, it's because you don't have any more in your back storage, which is another thing of item management. Underneath it are silver bullets. When you can collect them throughout the game or buy them with blood echoes. Blood echoes is, in this term, the souls from Dark Souls. It's your currency. But silver bullets are what you use for your secondary weapon. Most of the time it's going to be a pistol, but there are other options. We'll get to that later on when we come across those. And that's what the little bullet thing is. Up in the corner, the other corner, there's the eyeball, and there's the little symbol. The symbol with the 10 next to it, that's how many blood echoes I have. That's the currency of this game. Underneath it is insight. So what that is the best way to explain it is the more insight is the more knowledge to the world around you. So the more, and it's a really cool mechanic. So the less knowledgeable of the world you're in, the less it affects you, and it actually affects the environment. So the less insights, like the less knowledge you know about what's going on, but the more insight you have, the more you know what's going on. So you'll see like things differently, and I don't really want to go too far into that because it's kind of generated dungeons that you can go into that like will generate like 3 bosses, and then you have to fight them, and then that's the way you get the most insight. And then one of the fun features, just like in Dark Souls, is messages. You can leave messages if you're playing online. You can leave messages to other people. You can troll. You can help out. I haven't got that. Like clearly still in the first area. Spec node. Seek pale blood to transcend. That would be you or me. One of the key mechanics of this game is aggressiveness. So in the corner, the green is my stamina, but the red is the health. Pretty obvious. But if you take a hit, you don't instantly lose all health. You can actually get it back. So say I take a hit, I can strike again. I can strike and get some of it back. So I'm not taking as much damage. But that again, it's a risk reward. So do I go in to get that little amount of health back, or do I pop back and heal? Or yeah. So I really like this game. This is one of the reasons I really like this, because there's so many mechanics that they really improved upon with Dark Souls, and it's a play style as well. So coming up, there's an interesting. Yeah, so these are actual like in-game. So I can karate chop. Lock on. Just like in Dark Souls, if you die, you have a blood stain, and depending on how many blood echoes you have on you, because when you respawn, you don't have blood echoes, but you can go back to your blood stain. You can reclaim it and get your blood echoes back. Stuff of that nature. The reason they're trying to teach you is because of... I'm saying that. There's a big old... There's the Hawking Boy. The Chonker. These are what you call blood stains, so you can view, like as a player, you can view other people's blood stains and kind of figure out how they died. Looks like this guy went straight in and got his shit wrecked. I'm going to kind of spoil this. This fight you're supposed to lose. I think you can actually beat him. I think. I think there's people out there that have beat him. Since I took the weakest setup, I doubt I could. So yeah, you look at enemies even at like not even full health. But again, I don't have a weapon, and it's supposed to teach you about it. So, lock it on. Just make sure I got this down. I just want to remember what roll. That's heavy. Heavy's not really going to help me at this point. Let's do this. Yeah, doggy. Yeah. Oh shit, I should have been dead on that one. So, that was the round somebody chases me down, but I need to die. So, for a good point. So now, we're going to, what you're probably going to notice when playing this game, this is a place you're always going to go. It's called the Hunter's Dream. Like I said, one of the things I really love is the lore of this game and the story. So where we are is in the Hunter's Dream. It is a world, essentially, or is it? So, as you can see up in the corner, just to make a point, where my blood echoes, I'm at 0 because I died. Fast message, trade in echoes, message, purchase items. So yeah, it's like I can buy blood vials, quicksilver bullets, Molotov cocktails, pebbles, but most of that stuff you can easily. Oh, the Arnhem Guard. These are where the Chalice dungeons are, but that's later in the game. These right here are ports. Once you've unlocked them, you can port to wherever you need in the game. So here's very important. The messengers offer you a trick weapon. Choose one. Trick weapons are wielded with the right hand and employed in beast hunting. Trick weapons is really fucking cool. I am going to be super fucking lame because I always go with the saw cleaver. So the way it works is the saw cleaver starts off as one, you can click a button and it tricks it. There's the Hunter's Axe, which it's as what it does is as the picture there, it starts off that when you trick it, it extends. The Hunter Axe starts as like a one-handed axe, but then tricks out to like a Hellblade type deal. And the Threaded Cane is, I think, a cane, but then when you trick it out, it becomes like a whip. And then you can see its attributes, but I usually go with Saw Cleaver because I don't like to experiment. My weapon-wise, I usually don't use any of the other weapons. Only if I'm trying to do something or for whatever fucking reason I'm picking a different weapon, it's just because I'm trying to do something. But I usually go with the Saw Cleaver. So here's another fun thing. The firearm. Choose one firearm wielded in the left hand, employed in the left hand. So for the beginning, it's the pistol and the blunderbuss. And the pistol, okay, the pistol does more damage, but the blunderbuss has a wider range. If you really want to, yeah, see, here's a description. So the pistol is more, you have to be, it's more of a timing thing because it just shoot. Yeah, a pistol is quicker draw than the blunderbuss, allowing for speedier response to attacks. But the blunderbuss has a wider range, so I usually go blunderbuss to begin with because I honestly believe it is. So what I mean by trick, so this is the first thing, and then you, so R1 attacks, R2 strong attack, and you can trick it. Now it's trick. Now it's a little bit longer. You can do the same thing. And someone was just attack the doll. That in a second, but yeah, then you can bring it back to, yeah. So it's a little bit quicker. There we go. Okay, yeah. Then the blunderbuss. I have 10 silver, so I'm not gonna shoot it off because, but actually I'll just shoot off once. It's right trigger to shoot it. Yeah, that's all it does. Shooty shoots. So, the doll. We'll talk about that later. But let's go see Old Man Gurnham. Accept a gift. Oh, they're gonna leave messages. So weird. Ooh, I think I don't meet Gurnham yet. I think I gotta go defeat the little werewolf dude, and then I gotta hit a lantern to come back, and then I think that's how I actually talk to Gurnham. Gurnham's a fun dude. Or is Gurnham somewhere else? Let me check. Love this game. You can do fun little things like combos. You can, yeah, you can like do combos by tricking it out, like slash, strong attack, trick it back. Yeah, that's fun. That's it. Let's head back to the clinic, and let's kill me a werewolf, an undead werewolf thing. Oh god, just think about. I want to talk about things about this game, but I want to kind of go as we go. But yeah, this is so good. But now we're back. So these are what we're asking you to set up this clinic, but those are lanterns. Let me kill this beast first, and then we will talk about, and we'll see if we can hear. So look, Beast Old Boy is back. Oh yeah, I forgot. So, like I said, it's been a while. Where this actually differs from Dark Souls is how you die. So in Dark Souls, there's a blood stain. The blood stain isn't actually how you get your blood echoes back. In this one, From Software is like, hey, we're going to make it even more challenging. So the way this works is, wherever you die, a random enemy, see how his eyes are glowing, will have your blood echo. So you need to kill that enemy to get them back. Which is interesting, because if you have an enemy that's just wrecking your shit, and it steals your echoes, you have to figure out how to defeat it to get them back. So, okay, let's have a look. We got my echoes back. Boy's dead. I can search. Ooh, 3 blood vials. So blood vials, I don't pop it yet, but always chewing on a tasty treat. So I've got 245. So he gave, I guess that's the creature itself gave me 235. It was already at 10. All right. I love the atmosphere, the gothic environment, Quicksilver bullets. Yeah. And just like a From Software game, if you want more of the detail of what's going on, look at the item descriptions. But to just, I can give a little hint. So what's going on is I'm in a town called Yarnum. They are doing essentially their annual blood hunt, or their hunt for beasts. And yeah, some of the locals gone fucking crazy. One thing I will say is really nice where they changed it. Your weapons don't have durability, so you don't really have to worry about like overusing a weapon. Instead of Dark Souls, they do like. I don't really think there's a Dark Souls game where durability really like affects it. Oh, that we'll see. Alright. These guys do not like me. I do not like blood vial. No, I didn't want to do that. I don't remember. I think that's how to get that. This is a ruse. These guys are not here. Cocktail. Let me go, actually, let me activate this lantern real quick. And I don't know where it came from. Oh, big boy over there. Oh, he's such a fun trap for new players. I'm not gonna lie, I've died by it multiple times. I'm not gonna say I'm better than anyone, but fuck, it is such a trap. Do not. Can I talk to him? Yes.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yarnum has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good. Pale blood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration, and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yarnham lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace.
I'm so excited to get
of
back
Healing
into
Church
this.
Special blood, or so they say. Yarnamites don't share much with outsiders. Normally, they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance. Across the valley to the east of Yarnham, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of pale blood, but that's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique types of blood. Across the valley, deep within, I haven't. That's your best.
So these are the essentially bonfires, yeah. Yep. I'm gonna go kill some dudes. Pebble, nice because so there's some dudes. That's funny that they triggered. There's gonna be a yep. See the guy behind the ambush. He's gonna. Toy vials. There's not really a... there is... Okay, so... So... That is a joke in this game, the shield. Nope. I want to do a visceral. I'll show you what it does. So a visceral is like a critical... but it can only be done in certain points. For humans, it's literally behind them. Come on. Come on. You have to hold. I don't think I got it. But you have to go behind them and hold the attack button, and literally you shove your arm into their back. It's one of the best things ever. But it does a crap ton of damage. It's essentially supposed to be a critical attack. So, are they fucked off or no? Door. Yeah, they fuck off into. Well, they patrol, but for the most part, they fuck off to the courtyard. Big boy's back there. I think if I with my blunderbuss, I think I can take him on, but not right now. I need a level up a little bit. Let's see. The one thing that's crazy. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of jarring when you see another as a ghost. What you see is other players playing online. You see faint remnant of their where they were. I'm pretty sure there is a.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Yeah, most of the town folk do not like you. You're an outsider.
Are you that out? Well, trot along, will.
In the beginning, they're kind of, and like all of them act differently. Out of there. Yeah, and every time you respawn at the lamp, all enemies respawn just like in all Dark Souls games. So you cheaply take them out now, but they're gonna be back. So you need to learn how to dispatch them normally. And sometimes they can clip through. Before I do that, he was supposed to trigger. He's a rifleman. If I remember correctly, which I think I do. God, I'm not looking forward to that courtyard. There's a dude hiding. Yep, there he is. The item I got off that body was a upgrade item. I'm not sure it's a semi. Oh yeah, there's that body right there. Up to 1,000. Yeah, I might F off and go see Aaron. Actually, I'm gonna talk to this person.
Lads, you've come on. You'd open the door on a night.
Yeah, usually if you see a lantern or something with lights on
now.
or something, you can actually knock on the door and talk to people.
Lads, you've come on. You'd open the door on a night away with you.
So during the hunt, usually the town folks stay inside because, yeah, it's just a hunt. And if you're caught outside, they might think you're an infected, essentially. Or you might be a beast. Can't wait to kick the shit out of thing. So with that being said, we're going to splatter. That's the bridge. Yeah, because past that is the other bridge. So yeah, let's go to the underground. Alright. Yep, the doors are open, so we get to meet Gernum. There's the doll. I don't know if yeah, it's the abandoned doll. We'll figure that out in a second. But now we need to go meet Gernum.
Aha! You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the hunter's dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gammon, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it. This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the dog, should it please you.
Yeah, so the doll.
This was once a work. You're welcome, even the dog.
Oh god, it's such a weird the workshop. Fortified weapon. Bloodstones, I don't need bloodstone. Usually don't have to, but I did. Okay, I guess I did lie. I do apologize. Maybe you do have to fortify your or repair them, but most of the time I don't even remember even having to. It becomes such a second nature, and it really doesn't like do much detrimental in the end. But repairing them, yeah. To escape this dreadful hunter's dream, halt the source of the spreading scourge of beast, lest the night carry on forever. So what that means is we're in a Groundhog's Day situation. We have to stop what's causing it. Buy with insight. I have no insight. The doll should be awake, and I can talk to it. Nope. Oh god. Oh, maybe I have to come back. So, also what's another thing is different from Dark Souls is armor. Armor isn't really armor. Armor just gives you just some stat bonuses, but it's not like, oh, I have this new armor on, I could take this damage. It's more like it helps you resist some things and then buffs a few things, but it's not like, oh, I have a chest plate of armor and now I can tank damage. It's, oh hey, I've got this new armor that gives me some benefits in some certain places. And as you can see, yeah. I have 1,000. Is there anything else I can buy? I need blood echoes, but I can acquire those later. I can acquire that later on. I'd rather have 2 pieces of armor versus 1 piece, so we will go cat and base. There. Switch with the hat. See, I get an increase to pretty much everything. I got a sweet hat and got some boots. I think it doesn't increase ability. Some bandages. Awesome. Head back. Central Europe. And this will always spawn you back where you once went. But once you unlock other lanterns, you can port to different places within that sector. And then if it's like a different area, use a different headstone. There's actually a lot to do in this first area, and actually an optional boss. Most people don't realize it's an optional boss, but it's an optional boss. You really don't have to fight it. It has nothing to do with the rest of the story. It's more meant to like. It's just a tidbit of information, and you get some stuff from the boss fight, but you really don't have to fight. Fight it. Boss. The actual story boss after that is I have to do some prep for him because he's a. Guys are gonna move. Actually, I will probably be aggressive and attack them, but probably pull them up here. Just like see. Just to pull him up here. Shields are fucking worthless in this game. And actually, you can get the plank board shield thing, and even in its description, it talks about how it's a joke, and I love it.
Away! Away!
This one. I don't think I can miss one of these guys. This one. Back.
Please, God! You traitorous rat!
Those little sparks that you see around my body, that's me getting my health back. Because even if they're dying, still strike them, and you'll gain some health. I know I'm not at complete health, but hey, something's better than nothing. Oh, you know what we'll do? While I am thinking about it, we'll go back to Yusefka's club. Or clinic. Because I don't believe where Beast is. Where Beast was a one and done fight. Once you kill it, it's dead. Which you could technically call that the first boss. Kind of. But let's go talk to Yusefka.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yusefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do.
Yusefka's blood vial.
Now, go. And good hunting.
I like Yusefka.
Are you still in? But I have nothing. Please, try. I can only pray. Are you still? But
Okay. The item sheet. It's really a nice item. Invigorates senses, restoring a large amount of HP. It's just a very good blood vial. You will always have the hunter's mark. It sacrifices all blood echoes to awaken anew. So say you get stuck somewhere and you're like, fuck, I don't really, or I don't know, you maybe get stuck somewhere, or for some whatever reason you just need to do a restart. You can hit that, you die in that area, whatever enemy is the closest enemy in that area takes your blood echoes, and you just start from the last lantern. Bloodstone shard. It's how how you upgrade your weapons. My saw cleaver, clothes. Can I look at the display? Ludwig, the first hunter of the Healing Church, once recruited Yarnamites to serve as hunters. This hunter's attire was made for new recruits and was excellent, straightforward defense. Or has, but not nearly enough to allow an ordinary man to stand any real chance against the beast. Yeah, so like I said, most of what you get from the world, how you build the world, is from the items and the descriptions. And from that description, it's just like, hey, we really need to shut down the scourge, but we need bodies to do this. We're gonna give you this hunter attire. It really doesn't do that great, but it does what it does. That's the same. Hood worn upon awakening to the nightmare of the blood and beast. Perhaps its wearers had to stay out of sight and travel by cover of darkness without memory. Who will ever know? I think that's like foreign garb. Here we go. Clothing upon awakening of the nightmare of the blood beast. Not typical clothing of Yharnam. Perhaps it is of foreign origin. It is said, after all, the traveler came to Yharnam from afar. Without memory, who will ever know? Advantage upon awakening terribly worn and unsanitary. A faint memory recalls blood administration involving the transfusion of unknown blood. Not long after, the nightmare began. Fallen trousers. Same thing. But yeah, essentially what it's saying is you are not from Yharnam. You traveled here, and the Sully bandages inform you that you got a blood transfusion, and yeah. The nightmare began. And it's saying after you got the blood transfusion, the nightmare began. So that's a good little tie-in, and we'll get more into that later on. Actually, let's look at the... Yeah, you can... From Yusetka's clinic, the product of a slow and careful refinement process, this rare blood vial appears to be a clinic original. Explosive from raging fire thrown on objects. One of the oldest hunter tools available in the workshop. Since the tragedy that struck Old Yharnam, fire has become a staple in beast hunts and is thought to cleanse impurity. Certain types of beast have an abnormal fear of flame. Pretty much be small pebble found throughout Yharnam. Can be thrown at foes. Quite thrilling. It's interesting because it looks like an eyeball, and that's the point. There's more hidden meaning into that. Hunter's mark, dangling upside down ruin, etched into one's mind, symbol of a hunter. By focusing one's thoughts on this ruin, a hunter loses all blood echoes but awakens afresh, as if it were all just a bad dream. Notebook messengers are inhabitants of the dream who revere the brave hunters, use them to send messages to other worlds, leave notes with messengers, read the note left to messengers in other worlds, and rate notes to reach out to hunters across planes of existence. No, online use only, cannot use this item offline. Bloodstone shard, and it looks just amazing. A solid shard that forms in cold blood. After death, a substance in the blood hardens, and that which does not crystallize is called a bloodstone. At the workshop, the bloodstones are embedded in weapons to fortify them. One of the trick weapons of the workshop commonly used in hunting business. This saw effectively drawing the blood beast, transform into a long cleaver that makes use of centrifugal force. The saw, centrifugal. I don't know, sometimes my brain does dumb things. The saw, with its set of bloodletting teeth, has become a symbol of hunting, and only grows in effectiveness the more grotesque transformed the beast. Blunderbuss created the workshop and the hunter's line work. hunter firearms are specially crafted to employ quicksilver bullets infused with the wielder's own blood, boosting damage against beasts. The impact of this highly effective weapon counters beast swift movements and its widespread is nigh on guaranteed to hit the mark. That's why I grabbed it. And then yeah, that's all it matters. But yeah, like most of the lore you get from the items. You can kind of get context clues as you play, but most of it, if you want to know, if you want to know more about what's going on, I'll go with Philadelphia. I kind of want to, because I think if I go back to the Hunter stream, I started gearing them. The doll will be available. And if you talk to the doll is the way to upgrade your stats. So do a little stat upgrade before I think on that big boy. He's a son of a bitch. And you gotta remember his pattern. If he kills you, he gives you blood echoes. Rifleman. Actually, that would be a bad idea to pull them up here. Blood vial, which just boosts my health a little bit. Fuck off. You just fucked off. Alright. That will leave one of those guys. Might not. Or I might just have to go right past that. Oh no, I killed this guy already. I hate that area because there's that rifleman right up there who makes everything just the fucking worst. There's a dude up there. It's gonna be a shit show. Let's see if I can do it. Went a little better, but not great. Probably gonna stream. So I'm hitting the hour mark. Probably stream for 2 hours. Fuck. I have 15 blood vials. I'm good on that. Kind of want to clear this area first. There is a you can sneak to a certain degree. So it doesn't matter. So get up right behind you. They're not the problem, it's the rifleman. He's what really... Let's trigger these guys. Scooty, one of my booty. Let me see if I can go behind me. So I'm okay on health. I've got blood vials.
It's all your fault!
Dead. Okay, so what do I got left? I got these 3 and the rifleman. He's the one, and there's I think if I remember, there's a dog somewhere around there too. Okay, there's 2 dudes out there moving. You know, pop it here. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Get out of there. Thankfully, you can actually see the shots, and there's someone smoking. About the rifleman. Fucking incorrigible. There you go. Rifleman. Okay, so this area's been cleared. Granted, respawn. Go all again. Cold blood dew. I'll show you the description of that in a second. I think he's just gonna, because he's a rifleman, he's gonna, yeah, he's there's a big old boy behind there. I think that's how they teach you about visceral attacks. not mistaken. I'm at 1560. Well, if I buy the other piece of Evernamon, that'll give me 500 afterwards. Let me explore it because I remember. With the giant, I think I can stagger it really easy. It's just the shit out of the weather.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
I think that's their dialogue.
I don't reckon you're... Well,
Oh yeah, carrying crows. There's only two. I need more stamina. I got it. So. Oh yeah. An oil urn, so I can throw it on something, it gets oiled, and then I can have fire. And it comes like, oh, I'm on fire. It does, plus it enhances fire damage. One of these is actually, I think it teaches me about visual attacks. I think it's there we go. Missile. Shit ton of damage. And take it for one. So what I just did there is one of the key mechanics of this game is staggering. So the way you stagger is if they're in an attack, you can shoot them with the blunderbuss or pistol. And if you do it right at the right time, you stagger them, which you drop to one knee. And then if you go up with your regular weapon and hold R1, you can do a visceral attack, which I just literally rip my hand through their chest and do a shit ton of damage. It's critical damage. With this, I really hate that upset. I think I should be fine to move up a little bit more. What's up here? Oh yeah, there's this item right here. I should be fine. I should try to kill me. I want to do. The reason I like the blunderbuss again is I just shoot and you can easily stagger things. Easily. So you're doing a wider range. Ooh, doggos. Hello, mate. Oh, game has a bunch of hidden stuff, and you just have to explore. You're totally gonna miss it. I'm trying to remember when the next lantern comes up. I probably actually I should probably go and do that. If I remember correctly, I can cut out the bonfire where all the dudes are by going through this one. So I can heal. Drop down here. Because some of them I think actually, if I remember correctly. Need to kill it.
You're a hunter, aren't you? Then, well, do you know of any safe places? I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you once had got off your asses, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not? Yeah, good for nothing. That little... Go on. Admit it. Well, go and stop it.
So I can't continue that one yet because essentially she's looking for safe harbor during the trying times that are going right now. I technically haven't found quote unquote found the places yet, but there are two options, and we'll get to that in a second. Try and get to the bottom right. Yeah, it's down here. Oh, I gotta get to the house. I forgot. I think oh no, I can skip the house altogether, but I think if I skip the house altogether, I have to fight the giant. Which, you know what? Let's do it. Anybody? Alright. Some of these fights kind of suck because where you gotta, like, oh yeah, he's gonna. Also, if I'm correct, if you visceral as well, you have I need to go to the house. I hate going to the house, but I need to go to the house. I want to open the gate first. I know if I can select it. Yes, it is. I think there are dudes around here. Oh yeah, there's a dude right there.
God!
This game is one of those you really need to be on your toes, because one second you're like, oh, I've killed all the enemies, you gotta pick up an item and just something pops the fuck out and it's gonna shoot at you. So I've opened up the shortcut to this back area. Essentially, I don't have to go to the bonfire
Across the
area
valley
anymore.
to the east of Yarnum,
No, that's
you'll find the cathedral ward deep within the house.
Let's go to the fucking house. Fuck. Alright, let's do this. I hate this house. Oh, there's a dude. Here he comes. Here we go. One reason I do dislike playing online. Oh, so you see that wheelchair next to that glowy thing? There's a dude in it. And I gotta. Because there's a wonder boss, and if you don't, and that's the point. Pungent blood cocktail. Alright. When the hunt began, the healing church left us, locking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward, as old Yarnum burned to the ground that moonlit. Yeah, so I gotta remember. Upstairs is not fun. Does not. Wait, what? Oh, what the? There is a way to run. You have to hold down the circle button and just sprint with it. Depletes your stamina. But if you're running and you hit circle again, you do a jump. It's one of the benefits of doing it. Because sometimes you have to floop up to an area. There's a dude right there. There's a dude hiding somewhere. Remember, yeah, right there. So. Those are full-size werewolf ass hats, not like the half-dead one that I fought. Up that way is the optional boss. Why it's optional? Because like it tells you like go take the bridge to the Cathedral Ward to trigger this boss. It's kind of like your first wave, but you can totally just pass it. And then go to the first actual story boss, like I said earlier. But we're gonna do the optional boss. Actually, let us. Just like Dark Souls, already Soulsborne game. If you fall from a cliff, you take damage. Let's see if this will do it. I didn't take damage. But, if you see a cliff, you're like, I wonder if I can go over the cliff. Oh yeah, you can go over the cliff. There's no boundaries. Keep rolling. So, up to 3,000. I didn't even realize that how much. I'm gonna continue going. I need to go see Eileen. Eileen the Crow. I'm gonna tell a funny story. So when I first played this game, So one of the fun mechanics of this game is, even if it's an NPC, you can still attack it. And if you attack it, it's not good because usually you aggro the NPC. So when I went and found Eileen the Crow, I thought she was an enemy, and I attacked her, and I aggroed her, and she attacked me. Like I said, I kind of remember vaguely thinking about this. Down here, there's enemies back here, but okay. But yeah, there's just gives me a pebble, 10 pebbles. One of those things do I really want? Whoa! Sometimes if you take a step forward, you would fall all the way down, but if you do a rolling dodge, you can skip that and actually get to places. And if I remember correctly, that's how you do that. This way. I'm actually getting to a place that I technically shouldn't be getting to right now. Because fuck those guys. Yeah, you shouldn't have come down here. You shouldn't have come here. Oh, I puckered my butthole on that one. Puckered my butthole. Because that would have been a fucking drop to death. Puckered me butthole. See, there's 2 of them, and they're real sons of bitches. Because I don't think I can stagger them. I think I can. There we go. Cheap as fuck. So I got rid of one of them, but there's, look at all those ratto boys, those fat rat boys down there. I think if I remember correctly, there's a rifleman somewhere along these ways. The one thing I really like, I think he can get back up. I think there's a, yep, there he is. He's coming back. There's a ladder. Oh, guess he didn't quite make it. I love the programming in this game because, like, sometimes you can put enemies in places where they're technically not supposed to be, and they sometimes get stuck. Yeah, he's gonna keep falling down. I don't really have to worry about him. God, I really don't remember how to fight these guys. Did he die? He took enough damage and he fell to his death. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow, that's funny. Every time he fell, he took damage. Those are the guys I don't fucking like. Okay, this is gonna be interesting how I fucking do this. Figure out what's more important. Rat boys. I just not happy because I don't remember how to fight these guys. If I remember, these are just rifle boys. And rifle boys, I can just fuck up real quick. And I really don't fucking care. Oh, we just down there. Nope. Where the actual fuck did it go? Oh, right there. Nope. Go this way without falling. There we go. Try to kill it without killing himself. I really just need to dispatch all those rats. I'm not looking forward to it. Let me go grab this item real quick. Blood vials. That's one of the things that's really cool about this. So blood vials cap out at 20, and then everything you like your I think your bullets and your blood vials cap out at 20. But then everything else you collect gets sent to your back storage. See if I can get off this little out. There is I think there's downward stab attached, but you take damage as well. Let me see if I can get them, because I really want them not at the fucking ladder, if possible. So I can safely. There we go. We should be dead. Go around the other side. Get the other one. I want to try to explore everything I can before going back. Oh, there's two of them. Get a 2 on this one. Nope. Most of what's around. Yeah, everything's dead, so I can at least get a feeling for. No, wait, slide. Oh yeah, look at those bug-eyed motherfuckers. Oh, nope, I didn't mean to do that. Oh yeah, okay, so cool feature. Say you run out of bullets and you really need, so you can press up on the D-pad and you can literally take some of your own, because the bullets are infused with your blood, so you essentially take blood from yourself to give you bullets. So I've got 5 extra because I did that. And I think you can only do that once to get 5. I think. Let me test it. Yeah, you can only do it once. Once you get rid of those 5, you can do it again. Take some of your blood and give them a bullets. Trigger. but I'd rather have the enemies gone. Why I do this. And this isn't the only time this shit happens. Like trying to get an item on a post. Ugh. I hate this. So wrong step. Oh! Hello! You were not there. I did not blood vials you get after that, you go back and try to get your 20, and then oh shit, I forgot. I'm dumb. I think I just paid. I can sell extra. Forgot you get 100 that way. I don't believe. I think I'm gonna have fun streaming this. There we go, perfect. Now baby myself up for basically nothing. Yeah, the bad thing is actually thing. I got 4,000, and like as I remember, I didn't get this part last time. So yeah, I've got 2 yarn. Actually, no, this is the hunter hat. This is different. Let's see. One of the standard articles of the hunter attire fashioned at the workshop, a fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense to anyone facing Yarnum's beastly threats. Recognizable by its weathered feathers, this cap is fashioned after one of the old hunters. Good old, I think it's Garnum, to be fair. So I go up first, physical is the same, I go versus blunt. Blood defense goes up, and my arcane goes down, and pulp goes down. Slow poise, rapid poise. I'd rather go the hunter hat. The hunter garb. One of the standard articles of clothing attired fashioned at the workshop, accompanied with a short cape to wipe away blood. A fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense and facing Buddha allows one to stalk a beast unannounced by cover of nights. Equip that because that's a lot, shit ton better, even though that some weird slow poison exists. Hunter gloves, a fine piece of hunter attire that provides stable defense, allows one to stalk beasts unannounced on cover of night. Equipped. And the boots, same thing. I will buy the other set just to have it, because sometimes you come across stuff that you gotta be fashionable for. I don't want to follow that glyph. Right down the page. Okay, back here. I guess I didn't have to fall, but it's better that it did. Okay. So now I feel better garbed. Better defense. I really want to fight one of those werewolves, but I want to fight one of them and not both of them. And I think I can. There we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, this is bad. This is getting bad. Time to dip out. Time to dip the fuck out. I'm pretty sure they're gonna follow me, but... Oh, there's the other one. There we go. Boop. Okay. That was a terrifying moment. Or just, yeah. I'm not strong enough to fuck those up in one hit. Oh yeah, enemies will chase your ass down. Those ones particular. But I'm up to 4,000. Because I really don't want to die. Because if I die right there, one of those motherfuckers takes my blood echoes. And I really don't want that. I think it is. Let me. Come on. Goddamn forever. Come on. Reap and grow. Reap and grow. Come on. Because I want him by himself. These things are really... Come on. That's out of the door. beast. So this fight is called Declared Beast. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this. I'm probably gonna get my ass handed to me. This is an optional boss. I think I can trigger this fight. Yep, there we go. If I remember correctly, they do have 2 stages, so once I get done that. I think you're supposed to move. beast. He's an optional boss as it rains blood. Lantern pops. They're consumables. Technically, it's a door that never opens. People theorize it was supposed to open, but it never did. It was supposed to be quick travel to that area. Let's see, I'm at 9. I've got 9,000. What do I want to do? I think 2 hours. 10 more minutes. Oh, no. Fuck. I did not want to do that. Let me... Those are very, very, very useful. I don't want to waste them. I've got 9. That's not too terrible. Yeah, I think that's right there. Where she is right there. She's supposed to be like, I think right there. I don't know if you can see her or not. But anywho, let me see if I can go find Eileen. Let's go see Eileen. At least start her quest. Oh yeah, to get to her. All this. I don't believe there are enemies up as I say this. No, I don't want to see the death vector. Check it out. Because you gotta, I think you gotta knock them down first. Take that step forward and see what we can work out. Oh yeah, they're already shooting at me. Oh, that's why that's there, is because someone tried to cut it and they fell. Because you fall all the way down. Yeah, I don't think we have to go talk to Eileen. Yeah, the first time I met her, I accidentally attacked her because I thought it was...
Oh. A hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter. Prepare yourself. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now. Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter? No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had to shake off the gate.
What are you enough a hunter? What are you...
Okay, that's it. So that just started her quest. She pops up in certain places, but for the most part, yeah, she's a quest. Let me see if I can do this without dying. That one. Step into it. all that really does is make the bodies fall down. I gotta remember how to get down without killing myself. Who's that big old boy right there? Yeah, there's no fucking way to get down, so you gotta roll down. But I'm taking damage, but I want to try to mitigate most of the damage I would take. I want to roll into, yeah, because that's the way I came. I'm wondering if I can roll up, because I'm going to trigger that enemy. What if I can roll behind him, run up, and then fight him up in the upper room? And then, yeah, there's dudes but hidden and shit like that. There's that guy. Let's see. There we go. He's a little angry at me. I know I didn't kill your dumbass. I guess he just didn't fucking care. Dude drops from above. Drops from above. I feel a little better if I had more blood echoes, or not blood echoes, but blood vials. Yeah, so this is going to be interesting because I do need those, but it's not what I really would have want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really want. There's a rifleman, I believe, at the door. I need to go down there and get those bodies, but there's a Giganto-Ratto down there. There's rats, but there's also a Giganto-Ratto. Yes. Yes. Blood vials. Okay, so there's a dude with a gun. He's right over there, I believe. There we go. Oh yeah, there's a big old pile of rat boys down there on both sides. This is gonna get truly equally terrifying because they are those dudes. I think there's 2 riflemen, and that dude in the corner, I think he's a snake boy. I could play this one. Because I think once I go for the rifle dude, the other guy's gonna trigger. Kill him right off. So I'd rather fight this guy now. So essentially, I beat the cleric beast, optional boss. Now it's just prepping for the main story boss and exploring areas. Oh yeah, I forgot to go with the Gary Groves. I hate that section. Because those body things are alive. Cruise. I don't remember if there's any more enemies, but whoa. I'm just gonna see if I can tippy toe. And I got it. Shard. I don't remember if there are any enemies, but oh, there are, like in good Dark Souls fashion, there are illusionary walls, but there's only, I think, in the main game, not counting the Chalice dungeons, I think there's one illusionary wall in the whole game. When you're in the Chalice dungeon, there is a good chance for illusionary walls, which like treasures and that's the fight. I really don't need I need to fight 2 hours. I can extend this for a little bit longer, just to clear out the whole area. Yeah, because once I go back to the Hunter's Dream or Rest of the Lantern, everything respawns. So I'd rather take the time. Beep. I think I just got one of the few weapons in the game. Okay, so there's 2. Sometimes it's good to lock on, but sometimes it's not to. It's just easy to place yourself where you need to be. There we go. It's easier just to not lock up on and just place yourself, because within the swing, remember Hunter? I remember there's a big old rat boy down there. I really need to get to that second area before I go down there. Yeah, a lot of people died there trying to get back up. I know I talk a mad game, but there are times when I've died to the stupidest stuff. And most of it's just negligence. Like, I should have not done what I did. Instead, Pebble time. Boop. And the butt. I got 8. Let me pop. There's a gigantic rat somewhere, and I can't remember exactly where. I keep looking at my blood because I got 10,000. I really don't want to lose those, but I really want to keep like pressing forward. Well, since I went to all the little secret nooks and crannies. There's nothing. Yeah, I got what was up there. God, I really don't want to fight these motherfuckers. I'll do it anyway. Quicksilver bullets. That was all after that was it. And all after that. Good old pig boy. It's a big pig. Oops. Oops. The only thing with this next area that I'm gonna go to is I need to talk to somebody and I need to unlock a shortcut. Yeah, so it's a golem or a big boy, but he has a snack. I think I can stagger him like the rest, but your giant foe. Yeah, I know. Blood vials.
Wretched outsider. Trying to fool me to open this door. Heavens, the depths of depravity. Wretched, trying heavens.
Yeah. So, here. I'll make it 2:30 because pop this. I need to talk to this person.
Are you? But I know that smell. Are you a hunter? Please will you look for my mum? Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him. But now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared. Really? Oh, thank you. My mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box. It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it. My mum wears it so big. Oh, and if you please.
that plays an important part. And what's to come? Okay, so I'm trying to think. I've pretty much, well, except for Big Boy. Big Boy in the corner. And to be completely fair, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till I power up a little bit. Because even at my like stature now, I only have 5 blood vials. I can stagger him, but I forget his movesets, and I really don't want him to have my fucking blood echoes. So with that, and actually, I'm probably gonna stop it here in a second. I'll probably go back and stop stream, and then and then I'll continue my next stream. We're probably defeating Big Boy in the corner, and then continuing the story. All right, so we're back to the Hunter's Dream. The doll is now moving, and you can talk to her.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you, to embolden your sickly spirit. Did you speak with Gammon? He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose. Ah, the little ones. Inhabitants of the dream. They find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not. But still, aren't they sweet? They... Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Love that thing. Consume insight and ring the beckoning bell to enlist the cooperation of hunters from other worlds. So this is the co-op option. So how that would work is I would use insight to pop a friend into my world, and then we'd go and fuck shit up. The silencing blank and such forms of cooperation. So yeah. I forget what they have. Consume insight and ring the old hunter bell to enlist cooperation of old hunters. So old hunters, that's a really cool mechanic of this game. If you help people or find stuff, or like before bosses, if you have the old bell, there will be a outline of an NPC called an old hunter, which will aid you in any fight that, not every fight, but some fights. It's an NPC that just goes in and helps you with the fight. I gotta remember, there are certain fights to get certain items you have to have an old hunter with you. And they have, some of them they have to survive. Where did Garen go? Oh yeah, this is my storage, where items stored. I'll look at the description so you guys can get a little bit more of the story. Fuck, you're fucked off too. That'll unlock later. Hey! Now that I have insight, I can trade. So you have to have that in tandem with the other bell. This lets you go into other people's worlds. The other one just summons, and yeah, I think that's all. I want to keep as much insight as possible. So one of the interesting facts about insight is the more you have insight, the more you see what's going on in the world. But also, it increases how much you go crazy. Because if you think about it, the more knowledge you have, the more insight you have, the more it's easy to break yourself mentally. And in this game, it really... Oh yeah, I can't do that yet. It really drives that home. So, let's actually... Barrel. Fire item. Yes, again, I made a misconception. You have to repair your weapon in this game. In these games, I said earlier you didn't, and I made. Oh, I also got the saw spear. Was one of the other weapons. But what we're going to do is we are going to upgrade for 3 bloodshot. Fleet. Actually, I want to look at item and descriptions. Okay, so. The oil urn. Oil urn hits its target. The target is drenched in oil and made extremely flammable. Fire is commonplace on the hunt, and oil urns accelerate its effect. Sometimes, when hunters burn beasts, they appear intoxicated by the euphoria of purification. Pungent blood cocktail. Mature blood cocktail that releases a pungent odor when thrown that attracts bloodthirsty beasts. A precious tool in sadly short supply. In Yarnum, they produce more blood than alcohol, as the former is the more intoxicating. Bold Hunter's Mark. Dangling upside down, a rune etched in the mind of a hunter. Imagine upon the parchment allows one to envision the rune with clarity. Allows a hunter to awaken again without losing blood echoes, a trick that seems nearly too good to be true. So why that differs from that, it's in a sense, it's like trying to remember the rune and then you respawn and you lose all your blood echoes. With this, you can respawn with all your blood echoes. So if you get into an area like, oh shit, I don't really want to lose all my blood echoes, but I really do need to, like, dip. This is what that's for, and that's why it's in small use. Tiny music box. A small music box received by a young Yarnum girl plays a song shared by her mother and father. Inside the lid is a small scrap paper, perhaps an old message. 2 names can be made out, however, faintly: Viola and Gascoigne. Cold blood dew, droplet of cold blood containing blood echoes, used to gain blood echoes. Hunters sustained by the dream gain strength from blood echoes. They imbue the blood with thoughts of reverence and deep gratitude for their victims. It's just a level, thick cold blood. In Bloodborne, strong will produces thick blood. Doubtless, the produce of obsession, or the product of obsession, a potent source of human strength. Madman's knowledge. A skull of a madman touched by the wisdom of the Great Ones. You gain insight. Making contact with Eldritch wisdom is a blessing, for even if it drives one mad, it allows one to serve a grander purpose for prosperity. Beckoning bell. Great old bell discovered in the underground labyrinth. Its ring resonates across world, and the first hunter used it as a special signal to call hunters from other worlds to cross the gap and cooperate. A hunter must use insight to ring this uncanny bell, but the benefit of cross-world cooperation are many. Silencing blank. Hunters are linked by the resonating bell with special encoded timbers. This inaudible burst disrupts such resonance. Fire to end cooperation and prevent further cooperation. Firing this does not disrupt the resonance of a sinister bell. And then there's that. Sword Hunter badge. one of the badges crafted by the Healing Church. This silver sword is a symbol of the Church Hunter. Ludwig was the first of many Healing Church Hunters to come, many of whom were clerics. As it was, clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts. Ergo, the cleric beast. Old Hunter Bell. One of the resonating bells that cross the gaps of the world. This bell is cracked and stained with the blood of beast. Human must expend insight to ring this uncanny bell. The old hunters who long passed from the dream but cannot forget the feeling of the hunt rely upon messengers to relay their thoughts. Ring the bell at their side, and they are certain to give a listen. For the night of the hunt is long and unchanging. So, like I said, if you're at the door of a boss and you have the old hunter bell, certain NPCs will show up and you can have them aid you. I usually don't, unless, like I said, it has to do with to get a specific item or part of a quest. Saw Spear, one of the trick weapons at the workshop, commonly used by those who dedicate themselves to the hunt. The saw, effective drawing the blood of beast, transformed into a medium-range spear. The saw, with its set of bloodletting teeth, has become a symbol of the hunt and only grows in effectiveness the more grotesque transform the beast. I did get the torch. Cool. Torch, a common torch formed by wrapping pine resin drenched cloth around the end of a long stick. Hunters choose torches not only because the hunt leads them to the darkest nooks, but also because certain creatures they encounter are possessed of a deadly fear of the flame. The clothing. Let me get that up. Let me purchase. Ooh, hand lantern. I need to grab that. And it's 2,000. Yeah, it's expensive. Hunter Chief Emblem. I can actually buy that. The Kirkhammer. Oh, Kirkhammer. Oh, the repeating pistol. Yarnum Garb. I have so much to spend on. First and foremost, I only have 10,000. That means I'd have to grind out to get some other things because that's 3,000. Just to read the descriptions. Ludwig, the first hunter of the Healing Church, once recruited Yarnamites to serve as hunters. The hunter's attire was made from new recruits and have excellent straightforward defense, but not nearly enough to allow an ordinary man to stand. Yeah, so it's the same thing. Repeating pistol. Repeating pistol, typically used by the Healing Church hunters. Crafted with mostly metal parts and exhibiting a complex design, the repeating pistol fires 2 shots at once, making it a ravenous consumer of quicksilver bullets. Should be used sparingly compared to its workshop counterpart as a trump card in one's arsenal. Kirkhammer. Dude, I love this thing. I never play it, but it's just the concept is cool. A trick weapon typically used by the Healing Church. On the one side, an easily handled silver sword. On the other, a giant obtuse stone weapon characterized by a blunt strike and extreme force on impact. The Church takes a heavy-handed, merciless stance toward the plague of the beast, and irony not lost upon the wielders of this most symbolic weapon. Hunter Chief Emblem. A cloth imbued emblem that belonged to the captain of the church hunters long ago opens the main gate that leads to the round plaza of the great cathedral. Actually, I can buy this. The main gate is shut tight on nights of the hunt and could only be opened from the other side with this emblem. In other words, the captain's return, and this emblem determined the end of the hunt. Yeah, I can buy that. Oh, I don't have enough. Small portable lantern. This hunting accessory provides light while leaving both hands free to hold weapons. The torch, however, provides a strong source of light. I am going to buy that. I can buy 4. I just need 1. Looked up that. Molotov. Yeah, I think we did that. Certain types of fear. Antidote. Small medicinal tablets that counteract poison. Used to treat ashen blood, the baffling sickness that ravaged old Yharnam long ago. These tablets only provide short-term relief. The ashen blood ailment eventually triggered the spread of the beastly scourge. Yep. Silver bullets. Special bullets used with hunter firearms. Ordinary bullets have no effects on beasts, and so quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood must be employed. The strength of the quicksilver bullet depends greatly upon the wielder's blood tinge. So you have a higher blood tinge, these do more damage. And then blood vial. Special blood used in menstruation restores health. Once a patient has had their blood menstruated, a unique but common treatment in Yharnam. Successive infusions recall the first and are all the moving and invigorating for it. No surprise that most Yharnamites are heavy users of blood. And I'll go ahead and see what I can buy. So it's 3,000 and 3,000. That would be, well, I wouldn't be able to level up. But I'd have the repeating pizzle. Always getting this problem. Let's heal a little bit.
Welcome. What is it?
Heal, a little bit.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now.
So, level 4, blood echoes. So as you go up, it costs more blood echoes to level up certain items. I'm gonna go stamina. Like, actually, let me map this out. I really need this. How much can I do? I can do 18. I can do 18 upgrades. With all the, so also to show you governs health, governs stamina and resistance, governs heavy physical weapon attack, determines whether or not you can use certain equipment. Attribute governs more nuanced physical attack, determine whether or not you can have blood tinge, you use quicksilver bullets, determine arcane, and then discovery is if you can find items from defeated enemies. So physical defense. There's a difference between slow poison and rapid poison, and then frenzy and then beasthood. The higher the attribute, the closer you are to beasthood when temporary transform. Carl runes. I don't know if that's how you say that, but that's, yeah. And then, yeah. But use. Yeah, I guess. Blood tinge really doesn't affect until later on. I really need stamina. That's my big thing. Health. Actually, I might just do these. Up my skill as well. That. That's basically defense. Blood tinge I really don't dick around with, even though it was a big increase. arcanist for discovery. Get up to 10. So vitality for 1. Put that above him. Upgrade everything a little bit. Physical defense up to here. I'll move up to level 13. How much stamina? 5 more types of stamina. Yeah, we'll be good with that. What is... Oh, no. I'm not really caring about item discovery. And there's not really any arcane weapons that I use. I know I usually use skill weapons. On my next little upgrade, I'll do that.
Ah, they find. Farewell.
What did it open up the? Oh, we did. So there's another little section. I think Garen kind of just fucks off from time to time. Oh yeah, how much is this? Because you update your strength and you can also fortify your weapon. So now my weapon is actually stronger. So yeah, just like in Dark Souls fashion, up there, attribute bonus, where you upgrade it. So if you have a higher skill, depending on what it's attributed to how well you put out damage and stuff is dependent on what your skills are your thing into. If you're like heavy weapons, you want to do strength and stuff and not really skill. But yeah. Yeah, I like having step forward, so 1, 2. But with that, that is the first stream of Bloodborne. Took down a somewhat optional boss. When you're playing the game for the first time, you think it's the first boss, but when you actually figure out the grander scheme of the game, the cleric piece is actually just an optional boss. You can actually skip it and go on to the actual story fight. The next stream I do, I will probably grind a little bit and then actually, you know what? I'll probably grind a little off screen just to grind to get 10,000 because I can easily do it. And then I want to get the Kirk Hammer and Repeating Pistol. I know I usually don't use them, but I do like having them. It just most of the achievements I've already got most of the achievements for this game. Most of the achievements I need are for like in-game stuff. But yeah, this is Bloodborne. So, as always, thanks for stopping by, and yeah, have a good one. Later.